Hello, hello, and welcome to Oracle Hour. My name is Sabrina Rising. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual teacher, and it's my honor to channel spirit on your behalf. Happy, blessed winter solstice, everybody. I am sending you so much love. I'm so honored to be here with you tonight to celebrate this sacred turning of the seasons. Tonight is the longest night of the year. It's when we celebrate the return of the light, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. I know I talked about it last week, and we talked about the mystery of Christmas and its origins. But for tonight, I thought it would be fun to do a very short ritual. I know we want to get to readings. I can see that we have members in the chat, and I love that you're talking to each other, which is amazing. So we're going to jump in and do readings as soon as possible. We'll talk about spirit messages for you for the new year, what you're creating, what you're cultivating. There's a lot of a theme of endings and renewal and death and rebirth and so on, because that's the season that we're in. And of course, tonight being the longest, darkest night of the year, tonight is when we really want to focus on the things that we're releasing, what we're letting go of. Okay, so just a couple of quick housekeeping before we jump in and make sure we're going live on Instagram. I know you can't see me properly, but we are live on Instagram currently. So if you can see me, but I can't see you, so come and join us on YouTube at Sabrina Rising. We're streaming on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So for those of you that want to ask questions, put your questions in the chat. Okay, so again, before I jump in, a couple things. So we are ending the Seeker membership. Okay, so sometimes we have people join, they become members during the live because they want to get their questions answered. And because we have a lot of people in the chat, this gives you priority access in the chat. We're actually phasing out the Seeker membership. It will be ending as of tomorrow morning. We'll be canceling this membership. So if you are a Seeker, if you're part of this tier, you have the opportunity to upgrade to the level 2. Level 2 is the Inner Oracle Community membership. This is the only option we have available. This gives you priority in the chat, and it also gives you access to the monthly Oracle Gathering, which is the mediumship demonstration that I do once a month. We did one yesterday. It was so beautiful, so powerful. We had our theme was healing the feminine. Okay, so this was the night of mothers, the night before winter solstice, and we talked about mothers and daughters and sisters and ancestors in spirit, and we did mediumship, of course, and then we talked about healing our own relationship to the feminine. It was very beautiful. So we have these themed mediumship demonstrations every month, and then of course, as an Inner Oracle community member, you get access to all of my exclusive content, members only content on my YouTube channel. It's an entire spiritual library, everything from inner child work to manifesting to self-realization to learning nonviolent communication. There's so many courses there for you to jump into and learn from. Okay, so we'd love to have you in our community that's growing. Also, we have a private Facebook group for Inner Oracle community members, and Lyriel does intuitive tarot there on Fridays, which is so fun. I go live on Tuesdays and I offer more intimate coaching and deeper subject matter. We go deeper into healing modalities in that community as well. Okay, so much value in this membership. So I encourage you to join. If you haven't signed up, this could be your Christmas gift to yourself, or perhaps you want to gift it to someone else. That's the link to join. That's not the link to join. The Oracle Gathering is absolutely amazing. Oh, thank you, Jolie. I appreciate that. Lyriel's going to put the link to join the Inner Oracle community here towards the end of, there it is, towards the end of the video as well. We'll pin it to at the end. Okay, great. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me live. It's so good to be with you on winter solstice. So I can see we have a lot of members here. Let me just say hello real quick. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Shiloh. Sybil, good to see you. Steffi, welcome back. Hi, Lavin and Jolie. Sunshine, beauty, good to see you here again. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, thank you so much. For those of you that are watching live, don't be shy. If it's your first time here, put your question in the chat. There is nothing that you cannot ask the Oracle. I will channel spirit on your behalf. I will give you the guidance that I feel coming through that serves your highest and best good. If you are someone who is specifically looking for mediumship, I don't take mediumship requests. However, mediumship happens on the show all the time. So if there are loved ones here on your behalf that want to convey a message, I always give the message. Okay. Just be here and stay with me and interact with me. Make sure you validate in the comment section as I'm reading for you. It makes the readings more fun, more interactive. And of course, it gives me a better sense of whether or not I'm getting the right information for you. Okay. So make sure whether you're getting a reading or there's mediumship happening on your behalf that you're validating in the comments. Okay. So stay for the whole broadcast. Also, stay for the whole broadcast, even if you're not asking a question, because the messages that come through are for all of us. So we learn so much just by paying attention to other people's readings and coming with an open mind and an open heart and being willing to receive the message, listen to how it might apply to you in your own life. And that's kind of what happens in this Oracle Hour. There's always a theme. Every show, there's always a theme that really relates and resonates with so many of the members that are participating. Hi, Canada. Angela's here. I see you. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so without further ado, we'll talk a little bit about. Good evening, Angela says. Good evening, everyone. We'll talk a little bit about the solstice and the longest night of the year. Of course, we talked about it last week. We talked about the origins of Christmas. This celebration is really about rest and renewal, right? It's about when we pause into the stillness, and there's a bit of a void that takes place between the few days before the solstice to the few days afterwards. It's kind of like a 3-day period, and during this pause, we really want to reflect on the things that we've learned, what happened this year, what worked out, what didn't work out, what we're leaving behind, what we're letting go of, what we're grateful for. Okay, so these are all beautiful rituals that you can do. Just take a piece of paper and a pen. If you haven't done this yet, you can do it with me now. While you're watching the show, you can just really reflect on some of the things that you're letting go of. We learn to sit in the darkness, in the stillness, and really be with our own energy and asking spirit to help us let go of all the things that are no longer serving us. Okay. And then as we light the candle, which we're going to do here in a moment, I'll show you, I have this Yule smudge stick, which is very, very cool. I didn't make it. I went to a solstice event and they offered this to us and it was so fun. So I'll explain a little bit. The Yule smudge stick, of course, as a medium, I burn things all the time. I do this in my practice. I do it before and after a session. I do it before and after Oracle Hour. Smudging is a way to cleanse the energy. It's a way to just clear away any debris or any energetic debris and bring in some clarity and some renewed energy. Okay, so it's a good cleanser. This is a specific one for the Yule celebration in the sense of, burning the new and burning the old and bringing in the new. So the smudge stick consists of cinnamon for warmth and abundance and joy, and it's got pine needles for resilience, for sustainable life, and it's got the orange as well, is also for joy and the return of the light and the sun, and the cloves are also for like blessings and abundance and so on. So a very simple ritual. Again, take a moment to sit in the darkness and just you can take a piece of paper and pen and write out all the things that you're letting go of. What am I not bringing with me into the next season, into the next year? And as a matter of fact, we're going into a 9-year numerology cycle. So we're going into a year 1, January 1st. So think about what it is that you're letting go of. It can be an attitude, a belief, a behavior, a relationship, a burden, an obligation, a lack of joy, a physical ailment, anything that you just don't want to participate in anymore, you don't want to have in your life anymore. And just acknowledge it for the lesson that it has served you for this time in your life. Everything always serves a purpose. So we just acknowledge the blessing that it brought into our lives, how it helped us expand, how it helped us recognize what we want, what we don't want, and just I release you back into the light. And so once you've done this, you can take your candle, which I'm going to do now, and you burn your smudge stick very carefully. And as you burn your smudge stick, you're going to light it. You're going to hold up the flame. Put your hand on your heart, and I will do it with you. And as this is burning, you want to cleanse the energy. And I release, and as the light arises, I welcome it within me, and I release into spirit, into the universe, what no longer serves me, and set my intention for 2026, whatever that is for you. You can set a personal intention. It can be an intention around health or inner peace or stability, well being, healing in your relationships, whatever your intentions are. You can speak them out loud or quietly to yourself. And just welcome in the new. And so it is. Simple, beautiful, easy. Anyone can do it. And then you can you can put out your smudge stick and use it again over the period of this holiday season, whenever you feel called to, whenever you want to go back to your intentions, whenever you want to bring in the energy that we just created here tonight. And so I invite you to come back and watch this portion of the show so you can repeat this ritual to yourself. In fact, we'll post in the comment section at the end of the video, I'll just post a few steps so that you have it for yourself for tonight. And you can come back and repeat this ritual anytime. Okay. This is my wish for you and for all beings everywhere, that you cultivate a life that you love, that you move forward into this next year, calendar year, with hope in your heart, with peace and with clarity in terms of what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're bringing with you, how you're going to move forward into this next season. Okay. Of course, I'm sending you all blessings, blessings, blessings. Here we go. Beautiful. Okay. If anybody has any questions about this ritual, Yule, tradition, the solstice, please feel free to ask in the comment section. If you participated, let us know. And otherwise, we've got Lyriel here tonight who's moderating for us, and I will ask her to put the first question on the screen. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda says, hello, Sabrina and Oracle community. I attended my family's holiday brunch yesterday with intention. And yes, my experience was absolutely beautiful. I bonded with my sister. She admires me. And oh, I love this, Rhonda. Thank you for sharing this with us. This is amazing. I adore her. We shared inside jokes, laughter. We both sound like our mother. Growing is good. I'm open to receive any messages my spirit team might have for me and any guidance you have for me. Beautiful. First of all, I want to acknowledge you for the work that you've done, and I know that. So you missed Rhonda. You missed the Oracle gathering yesterday. We talked about mothers and sisters and daughters and grandmothers and ancestors and healing our relationship with the feminine. But here you are healing in real time your bond with your sister, and just really being willing to connect with her and see her from a place of empathy and compassion is beautiful. I really feel like you're on the right track, Rhonda, with spending more time with your family. I actually feel your brother as well. So I feel like this is a really good time. I know it's the holiday, so there's an emphasis on family and family matters and reconnecting with family. She says, I listened to the replay. Oh, okay, good. Beautiful, beautiful. Good job. And there's journal prompts on there as well for you to reflect on. So there's some healing for you to do here that I feel is really going to restore some part of you that wants to build relationships where you can trust love. Okay. There's a big theme for you going into the new year is how can I trust love? How can I really open up my heart and pardon me one second. Pardon me one second. Okay, sorry about that. We had a little technical glitch and we're back. Okay, so Rhonda, the theme for you in the next year, going into the next year, is learning to trust love at a much deeper level and not just looking for it and being open to it and inviting it into your life, Like we're actually moving from inviting to allowing. All right. So feel the difference, the energetic difference there as I'm channeling this for you. Like there is inviting in love, which is like, I want to say there's a part of you that's still looking for it. And then there's allowing it, which is letting the love within you that you've cultivated, that you've been working on, that you've been healing through all the work that you've done in our community and on your own, and letting that love kind of move through you, allowing it to emerge so that now you're just magnetizing love into your life through a variety of different relationships. I feel like it's going to be a while before there is a special someone. Okay. So, and that's okay. I think right now what we're doing is restoring trust around deep and meaningful relationships with friends, friendships, community, family, just feeling love everywhere you go and learning to receive that everywhere you go. Because I feel like you're someone that's very loved, Rhonda, very loved and well respected and well liked and appreciated. And so really learning to like feel that and embody that as part of your identity. Okay. So she says, Rhonda says, I'm understanding this more and more. Okay, good. Beautiful. I love that. And I want you to see that like this is part of the transformation, right? So, you know, when we go out and we meet people to start relationships with, romantic partnerships with, or even friendships, we're attracting not what we want, but we're attracting how we feel about ourselves, whether we're conscious of it or not. And so the way we feel about ourselves is going to be mirrored back to us in our relationships. So the more you cultivate this self-love, this relationship with your inner child and all the parts of you that have been really hard to love over the years, the more you embody this presence of unconditional self-love, and that magnetizes the right relationships and the need for that special someone, albeit human and of course natural and normal, but there's less of a pain around not having it. Okay, so we want to let go of longing and just trust love as a foundation for the relationship with yourself, and then trusting that love will show up. She says, I joined a writing club. Oh, beautiful. I love the community that you're doing. So being out in community and establishing friendships and letting love come in so many different ways, all these different forms. Okay. So for so many of us that are, again, looking for partnership, if this is you, going out and connecting with other people and letting love come into your life in a variety of different ways, whether it's like through animals or humans or, pets or, doing something you love, a creative outlet, a hobby, you're letting the experience of love in, and you're letting in the experience of joy, and that opens up your heart. And as you open up your heart, you're able to attract more opportunity for deep and meaningful relationship with someone who shares your values, right? Which is what we all want. And she says, loving my parts. Okay, good, beautiful. I love this for you, Rhonda. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for allowing us to celebrate with you all the growth that's happened for you over the last year. So I want to say, and I want to offer you a little bit of a psychic prediction, because that's why we're all here, predominantly. I want to say that by the springtime, I feel like there is a really good possibility of loving partnership. And it's going to be a very different type of relationship. I don't feel like this is someone who is in any type of program, or that any type of like recovery type situation. Okay, and so I think you know what I mean by that. And so I think this is someone who is more either just who cares about community and volunteering and doing good in the world. Okay, and I feel like it's through your volunteer efforts that you connect with this person. All right. So I want to just offer you that, because I feel like it's right there, and it's definitely there for you. And you're definitely doing the work to cultivate the possibility of this happening. And it just, when I tune into your energy, I hear spirit saying spring through volunteer. And I don't know if there's I don't know if where you volunteer, if there's like an area of like where you're picking up or sorting through donations or things like that, but it feels like it's something to do with that kind of volunteering. Okay, so that particular area of wherever it is that you are doing volunteer work, assuming you still are. Okay. So that, I feel like that is through this department or this community or this foundation is a better word, where you meet somebody. Okay. And it's, yeah, it's not that far away, but in the meantime, I want you to let go of any attachments to any outcome and just trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, having the experience you're supposed to have, loving yourself and cultivating and healing the relationships, especially with your siblings. Okay. She's like, I sort through donations. Okay, good, beautiful. I didn't know that. So I've reached out to my brother. Okay, good, beautiful. So it's through the sorting of donations, again, we're going back to that, where you meet this person. So that's springtime. That's not before April. Okay. And you're saying you reached out to your brother. It's going to take him a while to come around. Okay. He's got a lot going on, but he wants to connect with you. Right. So, and again, the pain around brother is like, you don't want to get your heart broken, right? You don't want to feel like it's not reciprocal, or he's not as interested in the relationship as you are. So and just notice how you keep yourself safe around him still a little bit. Okay. But it's not that. It's just he has a lot going on. He will come back around. I think you reaching out means a lot to him, even if he's not able to vocalize it. And just continue to stay open to reconnecting with him, even if it's just to have conversations about what happened and where you're at now. I don't feel like this is going to be a deep and meaningful relationship for you. But I do feel like the reconnection heals something for both of you. Okay. That's my message for you tonight, Rhonda. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me channel on your behalf. Beautiful. Okay. Sit with that. Everything I just said. Hi, Levin. How are you tonight? Levin says, hi, Sabrina. What energy am I being asked to step into right now to support my independence and self-trust? I love this question. Well, independence and self-trust is its own energy, right? So that is, if that's what you want to support, then, I think you're answering your own question. Here's what's in the way for you. Okay, I'll answer it this way. There's a lot of fear of failure, or fear of not being able to do things on your own. Okay. So part of your dharma is to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet and to cultivate this strong, I want to say this is like root chakra work. Like, I'm grounded, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm safe, I'm supported, I have a place in the world. Okay. So these are all good affirmations for you in your practice. And so that way you can really anchor yourself in how you want to feel in your body. It actually feels, your work feels very earthy, grounded, and physical. Levin says yes. Okay, good. So again, this is the fear of failure and the fear of not being able to do things on your own. There's a part of you that kind of doesn't want to let go of whatever it is you think you're depending on. This is an illusion. Okay. So uh, you have more power than you think you do. And the energy you need to step into is confidence and trust and a connection with spirit. Okay. We need this. We need our own intuitive guidance. We need our own inner compass. Of course, as a medium and a channel, it's my honor to connect you with your higher self and to offer guidance. But ongoingly, on a day-to-day basis, everyone needs their own relationship with some kind of higher power. Otherwise, we're just lost. We're just wandering around, disconnected, not knowing, should I, shouldn't I? Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Like, we're stuck in the mind, and you spent so much time stuck in your mind that you're disconnected from your own soul nudges. Okay. So there's a need for spiritual practice. This is, of course, for you, and it's for everybody watching. I mean, I'll say this all day long. Everybody needs a practice that allows you to connect to your own truth and to feel into your own energy and trust your wisdom and move forward in the thing that you want to do. Okay. So for you, Levin, Yeah, there's a relationship you're letting go. I think we talked about this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a relationship that I feel like needs healing, needs repair, needs restructuring, and there's a part of your identity in this relationship that needs to go. So when you do your ritual, if you do your solstice ritual tonight, doesn't you don't have to have a Yule smudge stick, but you can just write out your intentions and light a normal candle. And part of what I want you to let go of is the way that you've been showing up, codependent and unsure and afraid to stand on your own 2 feet, afraid to advocate for yourself. Okay, so let go of all of that and bring in a sense of feeling empowered. And Levin says yes again. Okay, good. So bring in a sense of feeling empowered and safe and loved and supported no matter what happens in your relationship. Okay. This is a really big piece of healing for you. And it's going to make you feel, feeling more empowered is going to make you feel more attractive. It's going to make you feel more magnetic. It's going to make you feel more confident. And this will help the reparation process between you and your partner. It feels like, I think there's a husband here that we're repairing with, feels like. So, she says, absolutely yes. Okay. Okay, good. Beautiful. I'm glad that resonated for you. So this is what you need to bring in. All right. This is self work because you've been looking to him for, can we make this work? Do you love me? Do you want to stay? What can I do to keep you around or to fix this? Or you're looking at him for answers and he doesn't have them for you because they exist within you. All right. So as soon as you answer these questions for yourself, what do I want? How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up? What do I need to advocate for? She says, right. That's right. So, what do I want to advocate for? Then you can sit down and have the conversations you need to have with him and repair what you need to repair. There is this, I feel like this relationship is going to heal. The dharma here between the two of you is to heal, is to reconnect and to create a peaceful relationship, peaceful environment for your kids. I think there's kids involved. I feels like there's at least 2 children involved. So please confirm if that's correct. And the other thing I want to say too is keep an open mind. Okay, I'm not a religious person, but I am a spiritual one. In case you haven't noticed, I want you to know to just there's something around either going to church or a minister or going to a community type of situation thing together that I think is really going to help you. It's actually going to bring life to your family. Okay, there's something in this process that she says, understood, I prayed heals, but I need to be the one if it doesn't. That's right. I mean, you're going to benefit either way. If you do the healing work, whether the relationship stays or doesn't, whether he sticks around or doesn't, you're still going to benefit from the healing work. Okay. So she says, yes, 3 babies. Yeah. Okay. So I know there's kids here. So I feel like there is the trajectory of this, what's meant to unfold, what will serve your highest and best good. Of course, you have free will, right? And so if you don't choose this, you'll just choose it in the next relationship or you'll choose it in the next lifetime. Okay. But between you and this person, there's a contract to heal this drama that you're in. Okay. And to forgive all of the betrayal and the lack of trust and all the back and forth, the toxicity that's happened. Okay. So and I feel like I said, either going to a spiritual community, some type of spiritual community together is really going to open things up for you. It's good. It kind of gives you like a new lease on life, the 2 of you together in this marriage with your children. Okay. So I see that very, very clearly. But I want you to do the work from a place of non-attachment. Work on you first and foremost. Bring that love into your own heart. Love yourself first and foremost. Be radical about it. Okay. Make no compromise about being willing to love yourself in every aspect, so that you can embody that and you can bring that to the relationship, to your conversations. You can, I want to say restructure your agreements with this person from a place of self-love and not from a place of neediness. Okay. Which is what has been the case. Okay. She says, okay, I will look into a spiritual community. Yeah. Yeah. It's good for both of you. All right. This is really going to help both of you. But it's good for you to get started so that one of you has to do the work. Right. And that's you in your family. There's always one in every family that has to do the work. Right. Beautiful. I will leave you With that, who is next tonight? Jenna, welcome, Jenna. And good to see you. Jenna says, "Hi, Sabrina. The new year calls for new beginnings. What new beginnings do you see for me?" Thank you. Um, Yeah, I mean, the new year calls for new beginnings. It also calls for new perceptions, right? So sometimes it's not new, but it's a new way of looking at something that you may have missed. This perception or this point of view was not available to you prior to this new version. Okay. So, there's a lot of energy and momentum and emphasis around new beginnings in the new year. Of course, we just did a ritual around the solstice and bringing in the light. The light is meant to illuminate. It's not meant to you know necessarily start something new for you, but it's meant to illuminate something that was previously not in your awareness. Okay. And so I think there's a desire or at least there has been a desire building for you around moving, as you grieve the loss of your son, and as you reconnect with his widow, and you make time for the grandkids that I feel like are involved here that really need you, especially the older one. It feels like there's a girl there, young girl. There you're being called to, yeah, I mean, for you, it's literally endings, like literally ending the cycle of how you've been living and where you've been living for many, many, many years. So if you haven't started that grieving process yet, I think you have. I feel like you have. So just knowing that this is what's coming and that you're in transition now. Okay. It's not going to be right away because I feel like there's a few visits back and forth before something, really cements itself. But by the halfway through the year, you're already either relocated or talking about relocating. Okay. This is it's happening. It's right here, right now. I see, yeah, I see white doves all around you, even just white feathers. And I also see, um, again, it's a warm climate where wherever you're going is a warm climate. There's like either a beach or a lake beside wherever you're going, and there's time spent by the water, which is significant. Okay, this actually, I don't know if this is, yeah, there's white feathers around you. It could be on the beach as you're walking. She says in this grieving process, relationships have also been difficult. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. So let's stay with the relocating first, okay? Because I know that this is part of that question. This has to happen, and it will happen, and it will come to pass, and it will help heal some of these relationships. Okay. I think it's important for you to just give yourself time to be in your grieving process before you try to repair things. Okay, with the your son's wife. Okay, and really just I feel like there's a part of you that lacks the motivation or the oomph or the desire to really connect with your community, and part of that is because you're ending things where you are. Okay, so don't I want to empower you with the message of hope, and just trust that where you're going to next, you're going to find like-minded people. You're going to find your community there. Okay. You're sort of letting go of where you are now, and it's kind of falling apart. It's meant to dismantle itself. It's meant to dissolve because you're meant to move from where you are right now. And that's what's in store for you next year. Okay. So I'm happy to go deeper with you. I actually think you have a reading scheduled, I think. So I'm happy to go deeper with you and we'll go more into details around this, but this shift and relocation is coming, and relationships are ending and new ones are coming in. Okay. And of course I'm sensing this between the middle of now and next year. So halfway through the year. Okay. There we go. I'll leave you with that, Jenna. Thank you for being here. Okay, yes, you have a reading with me. Good. Hi. Did you become a YouTube member? Yay! I can't see that your handle because the writing is so small. L'Oreal, we have to fix this somehow. I can barely read this. Laura, Laura Eddins became a member. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. Yay, everybody. Let's celebrate Laura. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love having you here as part of our Oracle Hour community. Please go to the members posts, members only posts, and follow the prompts to enter your email address, or you can just put your email in the chat so we have it. And then we'll put you on the list for all the perks and all of the events and things like that that you'll have access to. Okay. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, who's next? Hi, Shiloh. Shiloh says, hi, Oracle, community and beauty. I met someone last week. Ooh, he invited me to a birthday party that was today. I went. What should I know? Amazing. Well, first of all, I love that you went, and I love that you're having fun, and I love that it's a joyous occasion. Okay. I don't know why I keep hearing M. Mark. If you're here, Shiloh, please validate. Okay. So greetings and gratitude. Good, good, good. This is a good person. He's a good person. I feel like he's emotionally available. I feel like he's physically available. Like he doesn't have, entanglements. He's available. He's like, she says, I thank you. I did enjoy myself. Okay, good, good. Yeah, I really like his energy. He's very sweet. I think he might be a bit younger than you. But I love this. I love the energy. I love the exchange. He seems very respectful. And, I think that there is some, like for you, there's a tendency to sort of, overthink or ask too many questions, so I want you to really just relax and enjoy this. And I get a lot of positive energy around this connection for you. Okay. So, it's really important. And this is basic advice, like dating advice, like just let him lead, let him initiate, let him invite you out again. That's very important that you don't, that you don't start to, I don't want to say take over, but like you don't sort of, instigate or initiate rather. Okay. So it's important for him to lead this. Okay. He really needs that. And this needs to move very slowly because you're proceeding with caution. I almost feel like this person can sense that you're guarded. Okay. So just work on establishing a friendship with him first. Okay. And I do feel like he's stable and his heart's open and he's ready to get to know you. Okay. There might be a couple things that you uncover along the way, but nothing alarming, no red flags. I feel like this is a really, the party was for his gorgeous ex-wife. Okay. That's interesting. It's good that they have an amicable relationship. She says he is younger. Okay, good. So I like this guy. Like I said, he's very generous. He's got an open spirit, willing heart. He believes in love and spreading love. And I like his energy. Just go slow and enjoy. She says, I spent time with his daughter. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, must be friends first. Beautiful. I think it's really, really great. Yeah, really good guy. And I feel like this can become something. Okay. But just take it slow and just build that friendship. Let him initiate, let him lead. Okay. And you can just be receptive and ask questions and just trust that you're ready for this. There's a part of you that questions your own emotional availability or ability, whether or not you have the energy to like invest in getting to know someone or invest in being with someone. And I feel like you're ready for this. Okay. So, so just enjoy and, come back and let us know how this unfolds for you. She's like, I need turtle slow. Good. Perfect. Yes, you do. You do. This is a perfect time for a new beginning for you, and I love the love relationship. I love that it's bringing in a different energy into your life, less focus on work, and more focus on, getting your needs met. She says he's Colombian, he'll lead. Okay, good. Beautiful. He needs that. Maybe that's why I'm sensing the energy where he's like kind of macho, he really wants to take the lead. And this is perfect for you. Okay, so just enjoy it and just trust that you are worthy of love and you're worthy of being honored. Um, yeah, just take it slow. Okay, that's where I want to leave it. Okay, thank you for being here, Shiloh. What did she say? Oh, he just texted me. Oh, good, good, good. Um, okay, Laura. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Laura says, what health issues will health issues that have me mired in fatigue and low energy finally resolve in 2026? Mm. So this is autoimmune, right? Um, Let me see what I have for you. It's interesting. I feel like, I mean, there's a couple things going on. Um, she says no. Okay, I was gonna suggest there's other stuff happening besides your immune system. Yeah, it feels like this is like thyroid, hormonal, like there's a couple different things going on. Like it's this is multi-layered. And um you know, I feel okay, so here's what I want to say. There's a couple things going on in terms of like the environment that you're in. Okay. So I would recommend first and foremost, um, yeah, I don't know if you live with other people, but you need space and you need boundaries in order to fully um in order to fully recover from whatever it is that you're going through. Okay, so you need that, and you need she says yes, parathyroid and low estrogen. Okay, good. So that's what I'm feeling, the thyroid and the hormones. So thank you for clarifying. um Yeah, I feel like everybody needs to just back off. I don't know if you live in an environment that demands your energy or that is demanding of your energy. But there is perhaps this is a it doesn't have to be a home situation, it can be a work situation, but there's something that's demanding of your energy. You need this space to really recover and heal and tend to these issues. Some of it's dietary, it's a simple supplemental thing that you can do to just help your body. And then the other part is, yeah. The other part is you advocating for your needs. Okay. Of course, I talk about this on a regular basis. You would be amazed how many of us have chronic health issues because we're just not expressing ourselves. We're not being honest about what we need, about how we want to move forward, about what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Part of your healing journey, Laura, is to advocate for yourself, is to express. The thyroid is the throat chakra. So like talking about what it is that works for you, what doesn't work for you, saying yes, saying no when you mean no, and saying yes when it feels like a full body yes. This type of inner work, which is emotional. All of our physical ailments have an emotional root. Okay, so this type of inner work will help create the space for you to heal. I feel like I actually feel Hmm. I mean, of course, I would recommend acupuncture and Chinese medicine for this, herbology. I think will be really good to help you in your recovery, along with the inner work. Okay, so this is sort of what I see unfolding for you, and I think this is really going to help you sort of um, bounce back, if you will. But you can't. There's a part of you, unconscious part of you, that doesn't want to be part of the environment you're in. So again, I want you to take a good hard look at that. What is it? Where are you living? What are you doing? What are you participating in that doesn't bring you joy? Okay. This is depleting your energy and it's affecting those parts of you. Okay. There's always an emotional root. It's not just physical. Okay. The physical work will, of course, help you, get well. But the symptoms will come back unless you do the deeper inner work to rectify the energy of your situation. Okay. And that's how I want to answer that question. Feel free to keep commenting if you want to validate what I'm suggesting. And otherwise, I'll leave you with that message. Of course, you can always come back and let us know how that unfolds for you. Acupuncture, herbs, but most importantly, doing the inner work, the emotional inner work to claim your power, okay? And to speak your truth. Those are the two things that are really, really evident in your energy field, along with the boundaries and with the people that you live with, okay? Thank you for being here, Laura. Okay, Steffi. Hi, Steffi. Steffi says, hi, Sabrina and Oracle community. Hope to step into more courageous, authentic living. Beautiful. Any intuitive insights on this? Okay. Steffi, I feel like you're going to take a trip. So there is you're welcome, Laura. So there's a trip planned or something, maybe a retreat, something like that. I feel like there's a part of you that keeps like wanting to go somewhere to either learn more or cultivate more or master something, to be more immersed in the work that you're doing. Okay. And I think that this is a good idea. Okay. Whatever it is that you have planned, say yes to it. Okay. I want to say, Steffi, this feels like a past life, you know. I got chills when I said that connection. Your relationship to the work that you do and what you're learning in your work, it's like, I feel like you either taught this work in a past life or you learned it in a past life and you came here knowing that you were going to teach this or offer this work or show up in this way. Okay. So I feel like this is a full circle moment for your soul in this current incarnation. Okay. So when you say stepping into more courageous and authentic living, I think you just need to own your gifts. Okay. She says, deepen my metaphysical connection with chi and astrology. Love past life misses and fun. Yeah, good. Beautiful. So the qigong and the astrology that you're studying, specifically the qigong that you do, is this again. This is a past life thing that's coming back around, that you're here to teach this wisdom. You're actually here to, I want to recommend Vedic astrology for you, Vedic with the Qigong, and looking at, what the, I want to say what the purpose is of this current incarnation, like some of the lessons you're here to cultivate. Okay. So I feel like that's going to create a lot of resonance for you and help you live more authentically, which is the question that you're asking. Again, moving away from relationships that no longer serve you. Okay, so I know that there's been some there have been some entanglements, I'll say it in that way, which haven't fully supported your growth or haven't fully supported you thriving or haven't fully supported your full self-expression, and you're really moving away from those. Okay, so you're cleaning up your energy, your environments, and you're really immersing yourself. Your community is going to change, your friends are going to change, everything's going to change around you, except for maybe 2 or 3 really like-minded individuals that support you, that are anchors for you. You actually need these people because they help you ground. Okay, I'm not sure who they are. One of them feels female. Okay, so there is a female, there's a male teacher, I think, and then there's a female presence as well who really helps keep you grounded. Okay, so again, I want you to really focus on what you're studying. You're entering into a phase of mastery, so just focus on cultivating your craft and your gifts, and doing things that bring you joy. Okay, so this is my message for you as far as living authentically is concerned. Steffi says, keep up your amazing work. You are powerful. Okay to Vedic, always open, excited about what's ahead, grateful for the learning always. Yes, cleaning up and feeling more courageous and loving. Beautiful, Steffi. I love this, and I support you in your self-expression. It's time to let go of all these old ways of operating and these relationships that don't support you. Okay, so moving forward, you don't want to look back. You just want to really look ahead into what you're taking with you into the new year, and focusing in on mastering your craft, because it's time. Okay, your soul is being called to express itself fully now that you have the freedom to do so. So I'm encouraging you to do that, and offering you so much support and love. And come back and let us know how that unfolds for you. Okay, all my love. Beautiful. Okay. Who else is here? We've got Jolie. Nice to see you, Jolie. Says Sabrina Rising. I know it's not time yet, but can you give me any insight into what my next relationship might bring? Okay. Let's see what I have. Well, okay. So the next relationship you're going to be in, we're talking about romantic partnership, just to clarify. Um, this is a man who has children. Okay. So I feel like this is a single dad. And this is someone who's very different from your ex spouse. And of course, he would be, but the experience, it's not just that he's different on the outside, the experience of being with him is different. This is very important because oftentimes we think, oh, this is a completely different guy, but yet because I haven't done any inner work or I haven't healed my own beliefs about, how I can how I will be treated in a relationship or what I deserve to have in a relationship, I'm ending up in the same experience. I'm creating the same experience for myself. So this happens over and over and over again, and I see it with my clients all the time. So I want to say, because of the work that you've done and because of what you've surrendered to in your own personal transformation, it feels like, especially around your work and your relationship with your daughter, the man that's coming is someone who sees that. He sees the vulnerable side of you. He sees the tender side. He sees the softness in you and is willing to meet you there. Okay, so I also feel like this is someone who is very sensitive and very good with kids, very empathic. Yeah, I want to. It's interesting. I'm getting like a coach, maybe like a basketball coach or something like that. It feels like he's athletic and maybe even works with youth or kids. She says that made me smile. Oh, good. I love making you smile. Of course, this is predictive. So, again, the work for the right here and the right now is that you're not in a relationship, being aware of this is not the time, that this is the time for me to be in a relationship with myself. And what I'm calling in is someone who can meet me in the areas that are most important for me. And so, this is what I see: is I see someone who is either and maybe this is someone who works in the school, he's either coaching sports or coaching children. And it feels like, you sort of meet at that point of, yeah, passion for the kids, love for the kids. This is the point of reference that you both have. It's a shared value. Okay. And it's very refreshing because it's very different from the relationship you have with your ex-spouse, feels like. Okay, so this is what's in store, but again, I don't want you to look at it as like what's coming. This is, of course, the tendency when we want readings. We're like, okay, what's coming? What can I look forward to? What can I do? The question is always, what can I do to bring this into my life, to call this into my life? How can I show up differently, or in whatever way is my higher self wants me to show up in order to manifest the life that I love? What actions do I need to take to call this in? Okay, that's a better way to frame it. And when you do it, this is what's there, because it's right. I can see from a clairvoyant perspective what's on the trajectory if you make these choices. Of course, you have free will. So that will change your trajectory if you make different choices. But based on where you're at, this is what's in store for you. Okay. Jolie says, yes, I'm mindful that I can call in someone that reflects who I am on the inside and the values I hold. Beautiful. Amazing. So stay on that track and you can't go wrong. Okay. You'll call in the relationship. You'll always call in the relationship that mirrors the relationship you have with yourself. This is true for all of us. So, there is a relationship coming and it will be a mirror. So make sure that what you're bringing to this mirror is a part of you that you want to see, a part of you that you are welcoming, that you're willing to love. Okay. This is very important. All right, Jenny. Thank you for being here tonight. Good to see you. All right. Who else is here? Sunshine and Beauty. Hello, Sunshine. Can you please give guidance on why I have been severely depressed and have had dark thoughts? Depression is a lack of expression. Okay. It's the opposite of express. So depress is when I suppress and repress my emotions. I feel depressed when I'm not tending to my pain. I feel like there's a lot of unresolved grief in your energy field as you ask the question. It's, you know, it feels like grief and rage. So there's anger and there is um that's what needs to come out. Okay. So I'm going to recommend breath work. I'm going to recommend deep breath work to release stuck energy from the body, especially for you, Emily, because, and this is true for all of us at different points in our healing journey. But, when you're trying to understand with your mind, we're not actually moving energy. We're analyzing the energy, which can be, it has a place, but it's not what you need right now. What you need right now is just to move the energy out of your body so you can feel lighter. You can have a good cry, you can scream, you can sort of rage it out, obviously within a safe container, being guided by someone who can do this for you in a responsible way with love. This is what I would recommend for you in order to move out of this stuck energy that you're in. Okay. So there's some unresolved grief around loss and a lot of rage around it. She says, yes, I want to release my anger in a safe way. Yeah, good. So, uh, again, somebody, I feel like somebody wronged you. It feels like somebody wronged you. It feels like there's been a lot of like victimization, consciousness around this. How can you do this? Or, why did this happen? Or why did this have to happen to me? This long period of suffering in silence and trying to power through and trying to just endure and tolerate. And so this is part of what's created this disconnect. You're now, that's why you're feeling depressed. Okay. And the dark thoughts are coming in because you want to, as a part of you that wants justice, you want to bring, she says, I don't know why I've been down like this for a couple of days. It's a pattern of mine. Okay. So again, this is, I mean, you may not be conscious of it, but there's a lot of repressed energy around grief and loss and feeling victimized. Okay. And as you said, it's a pattern for you. So this keeps coming back. So doing the breath work is actually the somatic release will actually bring back some memories and will unlock something for you so that you can really start to re-experience some of the trauma, some of the things that you've been through, so you can let them go for good. Okay. What did she say here? Lyriel, sorry, I'm jumping over you. She says, I speak and express, but I don't get hurt from family. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would make anybody rageful. Um, you know, there again, there's that victim, right? So, um, you have to find your voice and you have to find a way to express what you need. And if you're not being heard, then you have to be willing to walk away from relationships that aren't honoring you. Okay. This is so important because you've been trying to tolerate and push through, and it's wreaking havoc on your nervous system. All right. And that's why you're feeling down and depressed. And you go through these cycles because you're just used to it. You're numb to, I what it feels like to feel alive inside. When we share ourselves and we feel heard and we're getting our needs met, we feel alive inside. Okay. And this will help heal your depression. So the breath work is a wonderful point of entry. I will put a link here at the end. I know I'm putting lots of links today, but we're going to pin a comment at the end of this video, a resource I have for breath work where you can do an online session and really get some of this stuck energy out of your body, so you can start remembering and recalling some of the things that have gone on, some of the traumatic experiences you've been through, and then you can release them for good. And then, of course, advocating for yourself and setting proper boundaries. There's something around, especially between you and your mom, okay, it's just not clicking. It's not connecting. It's like either she doesn't believe you, or she's not taking you seriously. Okay. So, and this is the pattern, and it's been going on since childhood, and you've learned to sort of tolerate it. Okay. So this is the work that needs to be done in order for you to come out of this depression. Okay. Because you've internalized it. I'm not heard. I'm not valued, I'm not important. And so therefore your body is now expressing those beliefs in the form of depression. Okay. And this happens to so many of us. Okay. So I send you all my love and empathy and compassion and support for the process that you're in. This is the work that needs to be done in order to come out of this. Okay. And you will come out of this. You just have to stay the course, even when it's hard. Okay. That's my message for you, Emily. Thank you for being here tonight. Okay, Jolie says thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Let's take one more. Yeah, Lyria. Take one more for tonight. Jennifer, welcome, Jennifer. Jennifer says, this has been a challenging year with many areas of my life unsettled or in transition. What is ending? It's been a challenging year for so many of us. It's been a year 9. So the year numerological year 9 is about death and rebirth and endings and losses and grief. So you're not alone. She says, with what is ending? What is ending that I've outgrown, and what am I being asked to release so I stop abandoning myself? Okay, so you already know what to release because you know that you're abandoning yourself. If you're talking about, she's like, yes, I feel it. Yeah, good. We all feel it. And I want you to do the ritual that we did at the beginning of this broadcast. If you weren't here for that, you can go back and watch the replay. But like, write down all the things that you need to let go of. For you specifically, this is relationship based. Okay. In fact, it feels like there's a lot of pain around the relationship that you're letting go of. The grappling with it, the questioning it. You know, yeah, there's somebody that you're at. It's either a person or a way of operating that you're letting go of within this relationship. Okay, so needs to go, and there's a new version of you that wants to emerge. And you've been thinking about this. You've been thinking about, bringing this, embodying this empowered feminine essence, and it's not like, you know there's a part of you that is still holding on to some aspects that feel safe and familiar, whether you're conscious of it or not. Okay, so um it feels like it's a man, a relationship, and it's someone that you're done with. If you've been questioning it or doubting it or wondering about it, this is your sign. Like, it's time to let this go. It's time to bless and release, and just trust that you're moving into where you're headed. You're kind of headed. This is a new territory. It feels a little bit scary, but it's much better for you. Okay. This situation doesn't have what you're looking for, and it never will. It's not coming around. It's not going to shift. It's not going to change. You're the one who needs to shift. You're the one who needs to change. You're the one who needs to embrace um, how you want to feel in your body, in your relationships, in your life, and then trust that you're on the right trajectory to do that. Okay. There's a couple of old relationships as well that you're letting go of. It's not just the one, but it feels like there's an environment or even a community, even that you're, pardon me, that you're letting go of, that's going to be really freeing for you. Very freeing, very beneficial. It's going to come with its own grieving process, which is normal. We want to be grieve the things that we're letting go of. This is very important for you, but you got to trust that your fear, although, valid, it's not true. Okay. And this is true for all of us. Our fears are valid, but they're not true, in the sense where we can feel afraid. But what's actually true is that we're safe and provided for and guided every step of the way, especially when we have a spiritual practice, especially when we lean into our intuition. And you already know in your body what I'm saying to you. You already know that this is true. You already know, the answers that you're seeking. It's just you need that validation. And I'm happy to offer it. I'm happy to offer it, that you're letting go of this wounded feminine, energy, and you're moving into a more sacred, more embodied place. It's going to be a little scary for a while, especially in the early stages, but just trust yourself. Okay. She says yes to all of this, and I feel like I'm already grieving it. Okay, beautiful. I'm glad that resonated for you. Thank you for validating. I'm happy to go deeper in a reading just to give you some details about what I'm feeling here. We can go into the nitty gritty of it. For those of you that want one-to-one experience, thank you for being here, Jennifer. I'm going to leave you with that message and just sit with what I just said and just, don't be afraid to start fresh and to start new, because you've got so many beautiful opportunities waiting for you in this next year. I got chills when I said that, especially around the spring. I feel like things are really going to start to open up. She says, thank you. You're welcome. Things are going to start to open up for you. Don't jump into the next thing. Okay. That's also, I want to say that to you. I want you to give it time and give it healing and give it grace and just, by springtime, you'll be like, feel like a new person. Okay. So, as long as you keep doing the work to heal and to love yourself and to not settle for less than what you're worth. Okay. This is very, very important. Okay. So don't go back. Don't go backwards. Okay. So this has been a back and forth for a while. Keep going forward. All right. Especially after integrating all the messages that you received tonight. Okay, so for anybody who wants to go deeper in a more detailed reading, if you want to have a one-to-one experience and go into the details of your situation, the reading links is there. Thank you, Lyriel, for putting that on the screen. There's an opportunity to work with me. We are still doing gift cards, I believe. Yes, until the end of December. There's the gift card. So if you want to give the gift of connection to as a Christmas present or for whatever purpose, there is an opportunity to buy a gift card for psychic readings, for mediumship readings, and for the past life regression service that I offer as well. Okay, so that's there. And again, if you are a seeker, if you join the seeker tier, please upgrade your membership to the Inner Oracle Community membership, the second tier, because we are phasing out the seeker membership as of tomorrow. We will only have the Inner Oracle Community membership available, which comes with the membership content, the Facebook group, and the Oracle Gathering monthly. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me tonight. Happy solstice. Please take time to be intentional, whether you're, doing a formal ritual or you're just sitting in your own energy and you're just giving thanks for the year that you've had, for all the blessings, for all the hardships, all the lessons, every single thing that has happened to you this year, that's happened to us this year, has happened in service to our highest and best good, to expand us, to help us grow, and to help us heal. And the more we embrace these lessons, the more we expand our capacity for love and to fulfill our potential and call in our desires. Of course, this is my wish for you and all beings everywhere. All my love.